Why did you ask for me to get you another snack at the end of the day?
Because we don't got anything to eat at our house. That's the greatness of coming here to the Boys and Girls Club, because they feed us here.
The facts are startling. 20% of children under the age of 18 in Missouri are food insecure, meaning that 1 in 5 children live in homes where an adequate supply of food is not present.
I really want to eat something, and I'm really hungry, and most of the time we barely even get to eat.
The child poverty rate in Southwest Missouri ranges from 15% in Christian County to 41% in Shannon County.
A lot of them only eat here after school. And when I first started, I started the evening shift right at school ending. And I didn't realize how many kids did go hungry after home until I started here.
I was working at Luthie's Buzz-Ins. They had a store on South 5 and a store in Sleeper, and he just shut it down one day. So.
Unemployment rates in our area range from 7.5% to over 15%.
It's extremely hard not being employed with 5 kids. And I've been looking for work, and it's just the economy is so bad right now, there ain't nowhere hiring.
I can't work, so I can't feed my kids and my mom.
In addition to the normal challenges of assisting thousands of people turning to their local food pantries, Ozarks Food Harvest has seen a dramatic 44% increase in the number of requests for food assistance over the last few years.
If it wasn't for them, my dad said we wouldn't have had anything.
I have 3 children. If it wasn't for stuff like this, I wouldn't know what to do.
They now face the daunting challenge of serving even more people due to the decline in the economy and the increase in unemployment. Three private foundations based in the Ozarks, the Jeanette L. Musgrave, Roy W. Slusher, and Leila Hewer Foundations, have recently partnered with Ozarks Food Harvest to help meet the overwhelming need of feeding the hungry across a 20,000 square mile, 29-county service area. This is accomplished through a network of 350 member relief agencies, such as shelters, soup kitchens, senior centers, pantries, and daycares.
We're turning attention more heavily toward the area of hunger. It's a very growing need right at the moment, and it's a very rewarding thing to begin to see these people who are being reached by this type of thing, to see their response and to see the smiles that come on their face, and the children who finally have a place that they're going to receive a solid meal, and some of them in settings of school, some of them just the real concern even is sometimes the weekends for some of the children who get fed at school. They're still not receiving meals at home. So programs that reach out to the children even to the weekends, all of these sort of things put together, and there's many projects going on throughout the area. All of them make life more tolerable to those who are really hurting.
The Musgrave, Slusher, and Hewer Foundations have made grants and sponsored mobile food pantry deliveries totaling over $500,000 in 2009 alone. Of every dollar donated to Ozarks Food Harvest, 95 cents goes directly to feeding hungry people in the Ozarks. Every dollar donated to the food bank can provide $10 worth of food.
You know, all of us are impacted by people's needs. Somehow that's the heart that I think we have as a people and as a nation. We've always been responsive to human need, not only locally, but throughout the world. And I think there's a real need in this country today. And it really involves not only adults, but it involves children. It involves people of all age groups, and actually from all economic groups, because there's many people who have done well in years past that suddenly find themselves in desperate need. Families that never thought they would be asking for help now need help, and many of them are hesitant to even ask. If we see the man on the park bench or sleeping under the local viaduct, we know that he has need, but the need can be just as true in that well-dressed child that's in a schoolroom, that left a home that had bare cupboards, no food on the table. But whatever the situation, there will always be the need. And I think it's extremely important for every community out there to search out and research as to how they can best meet that need and what groups are best suited to help. Doesn't take a private foundation. Civic clubs can meet the needs. Churches are doing an excellent job, and many of the churches are responding to the need. A lot of individuals. This is a nation in which individuals respond to other individuals. And I think it's important for people to know that even these foundations, every foundation I serve on was formed by an individual who had the resources, but most of all had the heart. And they took time to establish a foundation, and most generally, it is associated with human need in some way. And that's how foundations have come into existence. And there may be people listening to this that ought to give thought to establishing a foundation, to organizing a group that will meet the needs in their local community. And believe me, you couldn't have a greater undertaking. That's the sort of thing that each community needs, is people who will step forward and say, I'm going to help meet this need. Come walk with me.
Ozarks Food Harvest brings in millions of pounds of food and personal care items to the Ozarks from across the country. Their annual food distribution recently exceeded 7 million pounds for the first time in their 25-year history. And due to a new warehouse location in North Springfield, they now have the capacity to distribute up to 12 million pounds annually. The facility and equipment to provide relief to hungry families is now in place. The next step is for caring Ozarks neighbors to provide the ongoing resources necessary to acquire food and pay for distribution expenses to get that critical assistance into the hands of those who would otherwise do without.